I'm going to explain the 3 biggest reasons why people become successful on Turo and what it takes. I've talked to tons and tons of hosts. I've talked to people with 50 cars, 150 cars, 250 cars, 1,200 cars, and the patterns are very similar. You can see where people are finding success and how they're finding it. And I'm going to expose the biggest reasons why the successful people have become successful and how they've been able to grow these crazy big fleets in such a short period of time, or what seems to be such a short period of time. The first one, and everybody's heard it from me plenty of times, is numbers. The people that are successful on Turo are consistently looking at their numbers. This doesn't mean I'm looking at my gross, looking at my expenses, here's my profit. No, you're looking at your cost for maintenance for vehicles, you're looking at your miles being put on the vehicles, you're looking at your depreciation for all the vehicles, you're looking at the cost value versus what you bought it for, so the margin on that. You're looking for cost per gross per mile. You're looking at like true net profit, post depreciation, and this is just like a couple different numbers. But the successful people are looking at all of these different KPIs and all these different metrics, and they're measuring their fleet success. So they're measuring how well certain things are doing. If certain things aren't doing well, it's gone. Get rid of it. If certain things are doing really well, now we know what to focus on. This is something that people just don't do. They get into the business, they think, oh, I'm just going to buy a car, I'm going to put it on there, let it ride. No, that's not what the successful people do. Is they find what works well, they look at their numbers very, very, very deep in depth, and they run with it. And this brings me to number 2, which is quick expansion. The people that have done really, really well, again, 150, 250, 1,200 cars, they found their niche, and they just blew it up. Somebody I know, he's grown a 150 car fleet in 2 years because he found his niche. He found what he was very successful at and just did as much as he possibly could. Another example is a co-hosting guy that I know, and he started, and in 5, 6, 7 years, I think he's at 200 plus cars. And just last year, he was at 130 cars, and he went up to 200 plus. So these people that are successful find these niches that they're really, really good at, and they just go as quickly and grow as fast as possible. That doesn't mean you start today and you just grow really fast. They dialed in their process, they dialed in their numbers, and then they grow really fast. The third and final biggest thing that I've noticed from the most successful hosts in the world is they're always looking to adapt. Always looking for, what can I do here? How can I increase revenue? Can I do co-hosting, or can I do add-ons, or can I do unlimited miles, or like they're always looking for additional ways to generate money. That's something that most people don't do. They'll post their car on the app, they let it sit. Okay, when are my rentals coming in? Let's go, people. But that's not how the successful people roll. They're consistently looking at, how can I add revenue? Where am I missing out on revenue? Where can I increase this? Where can I increase that? And the really truly successful fleets that I've seen do this all day long. They're consistently looking at different avenues where they can generate more money. Good example is a guy that I know. He has a 150, maybe 160 car fleet. He does co-hosting. He has his own cars. He has an Uber program set out. He does private rentals, and he's setting up even more programs. Like, he's always just looking for different ways to increase revenue. But that's the same for all these hosts. They're always looking for, what's the next thing I can do? A lot of these hosts, they'll get on the platform and they just think that they can post their car and leave, and they think people will rent, and it's not like that. You have to always be adapting things. Another one is, I interviewed this guy, and every single night he'd look at every one of the cars. He'd move the photos around, he'd change up the descriptions, he'd change up the pricing, he'd change up the cost for delivery. He would change up every single setting in every one of his, I think it was 25 or 30 cars at the time. He's probably even bigger now. But that just goes to show that the people that are really, really making something of this aren't just sitting around. Those are the 3 biggest things. They're always looking at their numbers. They're always trying to figure out where the revenue is coming in, what the true net profit is, what number should I be looking at, and how can I determine if this is successful or not. Number 2, they find a niche and they absolutely run with it. They find what they're good at and they just go as quickly as they possibly can with the structures built. And number 3 is, they're always looking for ways to adapt and improve their business. That's it. Those 3 things, if you apply those 3 things to your Turo business, I promise you will go further than you've ever expected. So I appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.